This is the second video in a series that we're doing talking about our experience of moving to the land and what it was like to get used to the land and how we've incorporated the teaching of King Rama IX, the late King of Thailand, and permaculture, and that these theories are so wonderful to work with, particularly coming to a bare piece of land, a new piece of land. But we made some mistakes. We were relying on my old knowledge, my old experience of gardening in New Zealand in a more temperate climate. And so one of the key things that I made a mistake with at the beginning was where I chose to plant our vegetable garden. I talked to a friend who'd suggested having some raised beds. So in this location here, I set up, I think, 2 or 3 reasonable size raised beds. We still had a backhoe working on the section when they were doing this, so I got him to partly fill some of them. And I worked hard. I made them look nice. I used bamboo, I lined them with plastic, and we were all ready to start planting. And yeah, we did, even I think before the house was finished. And we got some vegetables out of those plots, but really it was such hard work. It was too hot. They were in the baking hot sun. None of these lovely shade trees were here at the time. And so the sun was just giving them a hammering. I put some shade cloth up, I tried different things, but it just was an uphill battle trying to deal with it. So I realised, no, it's certainly the wrong location. We didn't have enough experience yet to really get a feel for the land, and this is something that the king taught, was to be reasonable, have reasonableness, and to have an understanding of the location and the climate and what you want to grow. And yeah, the feeling of the place is so important to really to pay attention to it and to get to know it. And we hadn't had time to do that. So yeah, the vegetable garden was in the wrong place. The second challenge that I had with it was the way that I'd built it using bamboo. The snails loved it. They came and tucked in between the plastic and the bamboo wall, and then at night they came out and munched on all our vegetables. So, you know, raised beds are great. I really enjoy watching Mark at Self-Sufficient Me and talking about how much he loves his raised beds, and he's got a fabulous product there. It's really great. But if you don't have something like that, or if you can't afford it, then yeah, you've got to do it yourself. And this is what we chose to do. But in doing this, yeah, we encountered this hidden thing that we hadn't really anticipated at all, was that it was basically, yeah, we were providing a nice place to grow vegetables, but it was also providing like a condominium for all the snails and slugs in the garden who love to come and hang out there in the daytime and come out to feast in the evenings. We really started to listen to the land. We started to look at what was happening. We started to get a feel for it at different times of the year, through the dry season into the rainy season and then into the cooler season. So I decided to level my raised beds and just put the soil leveled out, spread out in this area. And that was when we had already started working in the patch that's now our vegetable garden. And as I said in the other video, we worked hard and did a lot of addition to the soil with compost, with cow manure, buffalo manure, and with sun hemp and other goodness to be putting it back into the ground so that we could, yeah, just work on really building the soil and building the goodness back into the soil. So whereas it was a mistake to have put the raised beds here and do all that hard work, it was something that we certainly learned from, and learning how important it is to get a feel for the land and really plant things that need a bit of shade in the hot season so that they've got a bit of shade in the hot season. And my preference is to do this without using shade cloth, without using anything artificial, but it is challenging, so we do a bit of a mixture. And this really was the beginning of us learning to feed our land, learning what it required to be able to feed us. So we had to first feed the land so that we could grow vegetables and fruit to feed ourselves. And we're doing that. We've made a start. It's not easy. We're certainly not self-sufficient, but we're working towards it, and it's a wonderful journey. The next video I'm going to make in this series, number 3, will be about how we feed our soil so that we can feed ourselves. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And in the meantime, if you'd like to watch another one, I'm sure you'll love this one too. And thanks very much for watching this one all the way through.